Hi everyone, my name's Heidi Smith. I'm a silver demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm coming to you for the Crafty Collaborations with our new July to December catalogue launch. And I thought I'd share with you the beautiful new Splendid Thoughts suite with a fun card, and this is one that comes as a suite. So you've got the Splendid Thoughts stamp set, you've got coordinating dies, we've got this beautiful DSP here which is foiled on one side, as you can see, beautiful foiling, and then on the reverse you've got other gorgeous patterns which are equally as beautiful. You can be struggling to see which one I use. There is some coordinating ribbon that you can see on here. We have some trinkets as well, and I'm also using the new relatively new stylish shapes as well, which are the pierced edge shapes as well. So let's get cracking with my project today. So it's a variation on a kind of suspension card, as you can see here, and it just makes the most of that beautiful DSP, but also frames these lovely delicate die cuts as well. And I've just added one of the shapes on the bottom there with the ribbon. Okay, so let's get started. I've done quite a bit of the preparation just to keep it nice and yeah, nice and straightforward. The first thing I'm going to do before I start doing my cutting is two things. First of all, my tip really for these is, one, the use of adhesive sheets, and two, the use of post-it note tape. So Stampin' Up does this lovely adhesive sheet. It's really thin, comes in sheets that are 6 by 12, and as you can see here, when I've added a piece to the back of some cardstock, I then keep it for future projects all tucked in there as well. And the post-it note tape is this here, and I use that to help with my dies. So in this one we're creating a frame, and you can do that by layering two dies together and by popping that on your cardstock, which of course here we go, I'll grab some here. There's my outer one, which I'm going to hold in place using a piece of post-it note tape. My second one I can pop into the middle, and you don't want those to move about. So just line it up and then pop another piece of tape. And if I'm using the frame, I usually come on the outside here, so I keep the frames attached together. And that way, when I remove it, I'm not going to damage my cardstock. So just make sure it's nicely lined up. And I pop a couple of pieces on, and then when you pop that through your die cutting machine, you will get a lovely circle here with the piercing inside and out, and then you've got another one you can use on another project. So there we go. So I have already done that. So you want to cut yourself a frame. I'm going to do it in a slightly different colourway because I'm going to use this lovely soft seafoam card DSP. And you also want to cut in the largest circles two of the largest ones in Sahara sand. I've then cut the dies. I've cut one in soft seafoam and another in Sahara sand as well. So to create our basic card, I'm mainly working centimetres. So the second set of dimensions are for US Cardstock Imperial. I'll pop this on my blog because obviously UK Imperial is slightly different. So I'm cutting my cardstock, which is 10.5 by 23.5 centimetres, which is 4 1/4 by 8 3/4, and I'm going to score at 14.5, which is 5 1/2, and then I'm going to cut a piece off at 3 centimetres, which I can do on the right hand side actually. So 3 centimetres, which is 1 1/4 inches. So that's going to be my card. With my DSP, I want it to be 10 centimetres, so I'm just going to check that this is, which is 4 inches. And I want a piece for the bottom that is 2.5 centimetres. So that's 1 inch. And then a piece for the top section, which is 5.5 centimetres, which is I will double check, 5.5 centimetres. Just it'd be 2 and I will check. It'd be about 2 inches, but I'll pop the measurements as well for you. There we go. So that's going to just layer on there. Okay. Okay, so once you've done that, that's our basic card. You're then going to want a piece for the inside in basic white. So I've cut mine at 10 by 14 centimetres, and that would be 5.25 by 4 inches, and you're going to want to stamp on that. Now, while I've got my DSP cut, I'm going to add that on now. So this is my front piece here. And on the top there. So those are going to go like that. And what I've done is, by die cutting my I've die cut my shape with my adhesive sheet on the back. I'm actually going to do some stamping first. So I'm going to grab my stamp, which is this lovely leaf shape here, and I'm just going to stamp it on here in Sahara sand, and I'm going to clean it and pop it on the front, on the inside of the card as well. So using my Sahara sand, I'm just coming in with the outline leaf. Now these are not designed to layer up, so just be aware of that. So don't get panicking because it's not lining up. Okay, and again. And then that just, and all it does is it just creates a kind of a pretty 3D effect. Like so. I'm going to give those a quick wipe with a chamois. And then I'm going to stamp those on the basic white for the inside in soft sea foam. And again slightly just at the side. As well. Now the other piece of stamping we want to do is for that flower for the very front. So I've got a scrap of basic white here, and I'm going to get my petal pink, which is another one of the colours in the in this DSP, and then I'm just going to colour that using a sponge dauber. So I'm just going to dab my sponge dauber in. And just add a hint of colour to that. Before taking my dye and running that through. So again, I'm just lining that up, and you're going to want 3 of these. So now that this has dried, this is my layer for the inside, and I'm just going to pop that just in. Hopefully you can see that. So I've made sure that my flower is vertical on the inside. And by doing it this way with one of the shapes, it just makes it easier to get it all lined up. I can then come in, add my shape to the front, which creates a sandwich, and that's now nice and firm, as you can see. And again, with my die cut shape, which is of course going to be difficult to get off now because I'm on camera. There you go, just poke it all in there. And that then goes over the top, and that just creates a really pretty focal point and ties in the colour of that background card as well. So, add my layer to the inside, which I'm hoping I had trimmed the right size. There we go. And if you wanted to, you could obviously repeat stamp so that it shows here. I want to just keep it blank, add a bit of white space. Next you want to add on your leaves. So again, because I've got the adhesive sheet already on those, when I peel that away, it will take the insides out as well. And that then adheres straight to the front. Now this one I haven't used adhesive sheet on, so all I'm going to do is just show you how you can you can use a sponge dauber or a piece of sponge just to add some glue to the back of that. So all I'm going to do is grab a sponge dauber and just dab with glue all over the back. So this is another way to attach our intricate die cuts. Again, it's just going to create some more dimension on there. And because we're going to add some die cuts over the top here, you'll find that you're going to, you know, it doesn't matter because they'll also be attached using our dimensionals as well. So I'm going to pop those two die cuts on the front there. And I'm also going to add one of my shapes. So for your shapes, grab your glue dots, and what I do is I just pop a glue dot right underneath that top. I'm just going to pop that there. Take some of my ribbon and just self-tie a bow. And just keep pulling it until it's the right size and it's nice and tight for you. Snip off any excess and again attach to the top there using a glue dot. And with your dimensionals, just pop those onto the back. And mini dimensionals are perfect for this because they're just the right size to go behind those flower heads. And just make sure it's nicely supported. Like so. And as you can see, I draw a line across using one of our blends, just so that when I put my dimensionals on, I can see where they are and where I haven't taken the back off. So that one, and then take your third one if you want to, just add a little bit more. And I just trimmed that top section and added a third one to the bottom there. So there we have our Splendid Day suspension card. in either fresh freesia or soft seafoam, using adhesive sheets to create our layers. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the catalogue launch. I'm sure you're going to have lots of inspiration. Thank you for watching, and pop along to flutterbyheidi.co.uk to see more projects. Bye now.